It's me again. Checking out next project. Next project of this whole round 2 thing. I want to get the heater core replaced. Could work, I don't know, because what they had done was disconnect the hose and put a plug in each end of the hose, which means they weren't doing it like I am and driving down the road, which means that heater core probably was fine. But with it being open and everything like that, and the amount of mud daubers that were in the old alternator from just being there, I can imagine that that's got a whole generations of mud daubers and spiders living in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop the things apart. Those little screws up there on the top black piece, and then the top piece, and then maybe I can get the heater core out. It says in the assembly manual that there's a lot of things, the repair thing. There's a lot of things that I got to take off just to get the heater core out. It says. We're gonna hope that I can just get the heater core out and not worry about the rest of that junk. But that's the next project, man. Now that I got blinkers and everything, and then eventually I'll get to them back brakes and I'll get that master cylinder all hooked up and we'll bleed it out. And I gotta stick my finger in that plug on that drive axle and the one on the back and the transmission and the transfer case, because they gotta have oil in them, when you go down the road. So I gotta make sure that's good, but I ain't gonna do the back one, man, until, I'll do them all at the same time, but the back one, I want to get the stuff done on it first. So that's my project. We're still getting rain, snow. It's like blowing crazy cold out here. That thing's running. It still is. And I got the sun, so I'm making lots of power up here at the system. But, man, you can really see that yellow gas. I don't know if you can, but I can. It's got a yellow tint to the gas. That's because I added the good gas into that gallon and a half of bad gas. And it was yellow. But hey, I can go in there right now. Johnny ain't ran since yesterday. I can pull the choke, pump the pedal a couple of times, turn the key, and it's going to run. So I'll run that gas out. Hey, it's me again. Rock and roll. That's the new project. Heater core. Once I got the heater core done, I know that all of the system, except for that back brakes, we're so close, man, to having this done. Yep. A couple more weeks, man. I'm waiting for warmer weather before I go tearing them axles out. I want to have at least a week and a half, because I don't know how long it's going to take the machine shop people to press out and replace and put in all the bearings and the seals and things. See, that's a time schedule on their thing. And I want good weather. I don't want this thing opened up, exposed, period. But hey, it's me again, man. Hey, check it out. I've been busy already. It's freezing out here. Take my word on it. Yeah, it's still one of these, man. It really dumped, man. It really dumped yesterday afternoon. And then it's melting off, so I'm just gonna go. But I'm freezing out here. Hey, so I started my morning by coming out here and wrestling with a sun visor made by an aftermarket company. And it was a nightmare to get it in on the rod. The rod was a nightmare. Hey, but I have a sun visor, aftermarket bracket, so it doesn't have the little custom, it's not original. Take my word on it. I went with the original screws because the screws that came with the bracket are bigger than these screws. And if I'd have used those screws, I would have never been able to put an original bracket on with the original screws. So I just went ahead and cleaned the screws up and used the same old screws that were already there, but no sun visor. I went with gray because the truck is gray. I'm going with a gray interior. That was the trim. It was gray. I'm going to get, I already have new gray seat belts. I'm going to get a gray cover for the seat. And I'm going with the gray sun visor, but that's how they sit. That's how they were originally. There wasn't one on the right side, but I have the sun visor in. Now, my next project today was what I had mentioned yesterday was going to be the water heater. Well, you know, the heater core, which is still a water heater. You know? But I started taking the bolts out of the top of that, and because the truck is gray, I mean, the old guy, he wrote on the truck, you know, the filters that he needed and things, but this is not his initials that are back here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see these, but we're going to try to get you in there. It says GEO 6-22-62. My guess is George on the assembly line decided to sign his name, and I don't know how many vehicles he did that to. Was he the guy who installed the heater? But there's a signature there, dated 1962. June 22nd, 1962. You know, there's a good probability that I was in Seattle that date. We took the brand new 1962 truck and camper to the Seattle World's Fair, 1962. My dad died a month later. So, there you go. On my way to the heater core. Yay, what fun. Hey, that's my day, man. But, yeah. Oh, sun visor. I forgot, man. Originally, I mentioned in the video about the key fob that had the dime in it. Well, I wanted to, you know, quit trashing it by tossing it around on the keys in the back of my pocket. So I hung it to the sun visor. It'll be there until the day the sun visor rots off. And the sun visor will rot off, and there'll be a cardboard or like some fiberboard thingy underneath. But it's right there. The Roadrunner's going to keep riding on the road, and it's in there. You know, I won't trash it in my pocket, and it'll forever go down the road with the truck that it was in. Me again. What's that go to? Oh yeah, that's right. It went to this. Look at that. Whew. Yeah, I'm sure glad I didn't just hook that thing up. Yeah. Ratting this way back in the hole back in there. Yeah. Heater core. Gonna clean that out real good with a vacuum. Try to get as much of the junk out of there as I can. And I'm gonna put a piece of stainless steel screen across those two holes. And that way that stuff doesn't ever get to that heater core again. Yeah. Pretty bad. Hey. I can fix it. That is not a normal heater core. It's like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? How am I gonna? Look, you can get the heater core with just two tubes. But this has got some kind of thermostatic control thing that hooks up to your cable that goes to your heater control on your dash. In other words, it opens and closes the heater core. Okay? I don't know if I can get this same thing. Oh boy. Here we go again. Special stuff. This is called a deluxe heater instead of a standard heater. Now, a deluxe heater doesn't sound so deluxe when it's sucking in the car exhaust from the car in front of you. when you're sitting at a stoplight because it gets its air through those little digidashi things up there on the cowling there. You know, you can see how it gets its fresh air. Whereas the standard heater is inside of the cab, and it warms the air and gets its air from there. So if you're smoking a cigar, you're just like, you know, passing the smoke around in there, but you're not like dying from the carbon monoxide from the guy, man, sitting in front of you, man, with the puking ass diesel truck. Okay? They call this a deluxe heater. It calls me a deluxe nightmare. Okay, well, there we go. Hey, got to take some pictures of it. You already got to see that part of it. Now that's the inside part. You kind of saw the other part, which was the dirty side. Yeah. Oh, and to get the same thing, it's like $119 or something like that. But I don't think it's the same thing. It's just two tubes coming out. Doesn't have that other type of tube. Rock and roll world of Johnny B. Good. Yay. Okay. Some more rainbow lights. Rainbow lights. Oh, we'll turn you off.